Karnataka is facing the worst drought in 40 long years. Out of 236 talukas in the state, nearly 200 are severely impacted. Bengaluru is distressed because of severe water shortage. Mysuru, Haveri, Kalaburgi, Vijayanagar, Yadgir, Koppal, Gadak and Raichur are all suffering. But the politics over drought just does not stop. First, it was Union Home Minister Amit Shah who on 2nd April alleged that the Siddaramaiah-led Karnataka government had delayed in submitting the drought report for 3 whole months. He said, and I am quoting Amit Shah here, the Chief Minister and the Deputy CM are busy saving and snatching the chair every day. No one is concerned about the people of Karnataka. Pat came Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's retort, who accused Amit Shah of procrastinating. He said, amongst other things, "Dear Home Minister Amit Shah, it seems you have lied again by saying Karnataka has delayed the submission of the drought memorandum. So from November 2023 until now, you and your ministry have been sleeping over the matter, while our 35 lakh farmers, having suffered from crop and income losses, are waiting for input subsidy of over 4,663 crores. In focus, in the latest over politics on drought, is Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who acknowledged that there had been an unintentional delay in releasing drought relief to the state because the union government had to seek prior permission from the Election Commission. And that opened yet another can of political worms to crawl out.
Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar has made that he will now, in the context of all the water shortages and everything else happening, he will invest and focus more on irrigation projects rather than building roads. So it's a conceding of a point by the state's own Deputy Chief Minister. So it is not centre giving fund or not. You don't put it in right time. You stop it in May 2023, and then after a year you say, no, I'll put it all for irrigation now. They have accepted their own bad planning, or you started in one direction, you're going on a different direction. Central government is continuing with its Jal Jeevan mission as much as all the commitments which are given for irrigation as well.
Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar retorted, Ms. Sitharaman has said that the election has delayed relief. But what is the connection between relief and election? We submitted our drought relief appeal 4 months ago. There was no model code of conduct then, and now she has used election as an alibi. Even more aggressive was Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. When people of the state were suffering from floods and droughts, Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah did not visit Karnataka, he said. Till date, not a single rupee has been released for drought relief from the state share. 7 crore people of Karnataka should safeguard their self-respect by defeating the BJP that betrayed people of the state. And ladies and gentlemen, the politics over drought continues unabated even as people and farmers and children just stare into hopelessness. Let me now introduce the guests to you who are joining us on the show. We have Nizam Foujdar, who's the General Secretary and spokesperson for the KPCC, and also Bhaskar Rao, who's spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka. I can see Mr. Rao on the screen. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Rao. Mr. Rao, this is, this is just, it's beyond ridiculous, one would say. It's about people of Karnataka. These are Kannadigas. You know, if you look at this, it has happened time and time again, and I am talking about the recent history, not ancient history. We did this last year, this year, nothing. The thing is that Union government wrote to Election Commission on 28th of March seeking a permission to hold a meeting of high-level committee to clear several proposals. But the point is that the drought was declared on 13th of September 2023, sir. Much earlier. What was the centre doing?
Madam, the centre has got its own norms of disbursal of funds. And why is it made out that there is a political witch hunt into there? After all, the country is one, and for Prime Minister Modi or Finance Minister Sitharaman, Karnataka is very much a part of the country itself over there. So it is only a question of their own paperwork as well as their own communication, as well as their own relationship that matters over there in the larger interest. It is not that there is some kind of a deliberate attempt to deny anything to the people of Karnataka. If things had been in proper shape over there and in paperwork had been proper over there, there would have been no question. What is it that the
Mr.
center
Rao,
gains?
Mr. Rao, when I started this story, I said very clearly that Ms. Sitharaman made it very clear that the delays are not deliberate at all. It's part of the process. And let me also elaborate on what Nirmala ji said. She said there is no concept of an interim relief or financial relief in times of disasters. Under the Disaster Management Act, the state government has to provide immediate financial relief from the state response funds. She also quoted the funds which are there. But the point is that it is also a fact, isn't it, Mr. Rao, that when the state funds or the relief which is, given by the state does not suffice, the union or the center has to step in. I know election commission, but sir, this happened. I am talking about so many Kannadigas, sir. I am not bothered about BJP or center or Congress or JDS, no one. I am only talking about the people. Extreme heat conditions in Karnataka, it's severe heat stroke is happening. I don't know if you live in Bengaluru, 39 to 40 degrees, no water. There are also young...
Please don't introduce me to Bangalore. I stay in Bangalore. Very much
Sir, I'm not introducing you, Mr. Rao. I'm reminding you. Knock, knock. So please go ahead.
What I wanted to tell you is that,
yes, sir.
See, there is a system which is there between the center and the state, and it is functioning. And as Madam Sitharaman must have said that, okay, there must have been some unavoidable delays over there, meetings, etc. over there. But definitely, there is nothing like a acrimony which needs to be read between lines to say that Karnataka is being denied something of its rightful share over there. It will definitely be on its way over there, and whatever they have proposed across over there, sometimes all these things need follow-up. I've also been in government, and several times when we need something very, very desperately at some point of time over there, delays do take place over there, but the center, for the center, it is not Karnataka alone, which has to cater to a large number of states also, and also ensure a huge number of other factors into consider. So it should not be read as if it is politically motivated to punish somebody or to deny relief, etc. over there. So this should not be excessively taken, but whatever Karnataka is entitled to, it will definitely get it across.
All right. Mr. Rao, Nizam Foujdar of the Congress has also joined us. Hi, Nizam. Nizam, the thing is that this story, like I said, told Mr. Rao, and I am telling you, Nizam, that this is about the people. There are some stories which do not fall into the bucket of politics. It shouldn't. But then politicians and politics behaves differently, and I can see your compulsions. The point is that first Mr. Amit Shah said you've not even submitted a report, you've delayed it for 3 months. And then now Nirmala Sitharaman has said, no, I was waiting for you because you seem to be talking to someone else. You want to finish that conversation, Nizam?
No.
Okay. So the thing is that it's not, but also, you guys also understand processes. Nirmala Sitharaman said, look, we have to get the ECI's approval. Your opening comments on this, Nizam.
Sudha, it's very clear. If BJP wants to give relief, it could have given way back in time. When there is a heart attack or when there is a stroke to a person or when there is a medical emergency, you go to a hospital emergency, right? You don't seek an appointment. Are you Dr. G? Are you available? Can you treat me? Is a bed free for my treatment? You don't ask that. When there is an emergency, that's why it is called a natural disaster, right? When there is a natural disaster, there are situations that a government needs to take an immediate, quick response to that situation and then make arrangements so that the people of that state or that place or that locality do not suffer any further. The BJP seems to be saying there is a check problem, the signature on the paper is not right, The paper has to move from one table to another table to another table. Business करने के वक्त एक single window clearance हो जाता है. When it is coming for a relief, why don't you think of the lives of the people? You look at the visuals that you're showing on the
Yes.
on the TV. They're so distressful, right? They're so painful. At this time, you want to talk of a process? Are you talking of a process that may not happen till the end of June or middle of June, till you become a prime minister or a new prime minister comes in? Till then, he takes a stock of issues and
So
then
according
signs
to
a
you,
check and
Nizam,
says,
do you think the delays are not because of the process? You think the delay is deliberate, Nizam? Mr. Rao, coming to you in a second, sir.
Absolutely.
Sir, on a second.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. These delays are very deliberate to show that the government of Karnataka is ineffective and it's not in a capacity to deliver,
No,
the
but Nizam,
governance.
turn it
To
around on
show
its
that.
head. No, wait a minute, Nizam. If you see a conspiracy in this, then the thing is that they will give relief and say, हम अन्नदाता बन गए, हमारे लिए वोट कीजिए. So it doesn't hold really.
नहीं,
Mr. Rao,
नहीं,
नहीं अभी आती हूँ आपके पास. हाँ, Mr. Rao.
When the situation was coming through, there was enough money which would not have otherwise been squandered on several unnecessary things. Those were not used. They still had money with them. It was a pure case of fiscal financial mismanagement, and now they are knocking on the doors of the center saying that we are in a great crisis over there. When ample time was there and it was already brewing up over there, no ameliorative action was taken over there. Now, after having wasted crores of rupees and frittered away here and there in populist schemes, center cannot sit and subsidize your populist schemes. This was
Mr.
meant
Rao,
to be
Mr.
for
Rao,
your
Mr. Rao,
mental-
Mr. Rao,
This is
sir,
the-
sir, sir,
this is
sir,
your-
you finish. Sir, let me just ask you, we will both save time, sir. You have a very good argument, Mr. Rao. I must say this. I am only asking you, sir, that a central team visited Karnataka in October 2023. October 2023, and they submitted a report. I just don't understand that if I, as somebody who's a domain expert, goes and examines something, I come back, then obviously it's for relief. It's not a hobby, right? So what was the center doing? I can also ask you, sir.
Madam, interministerial report means it is not that a report is written and one man reads the report and signs a check over there.
Okay.
You know what is here in Government of India. What I want to submit before you, as the Congress spokesperson said, was the delay. When already resources were at the disposal of the respective district magistrate. None of them, there was no review of the drought in the earlier stages. No ameliorative action was taken. No amount of money was spent over there. That money was instead utilized for some other product, some other things which were not a part of drought, but for political fulfillment of their guarantees over
All
there.
right, okay. So
They
this
found
is
it
what
to be-
it's become. It's now become guarantees versus drought, which is such a shame at one level, whether it's Mahalakshmi or even, Annabhagya, whatever it is. This is becoming a slugfest. I'll come. Mr. Rao, I have to take the other guest also, sir. Thank you for your patience, sir. Nizam, for Karnataka SDRF of 929 crores, the share of the union government is 697 crores, which has been released in advance. Even, in two installments, says Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. So let's even, like Mr. Rao says, you have to see it's a process. Like he says, you don't sign and say, okay, take so many crores, it takes a process. He seems to be saying that you also pretty much sat on it and did not take proactive action. Cause, yeah, go on.
Sudha, when Mr. Bhaskar Rao says that you are busy fulfilling your political promises and not looking into the process, I feel it's very sad. It is extremely unfortunate that a ex-commissioner of police is sitting on a national TV and saying that I'm not willing to help people because you are busy helping people as it's a guarantee that you had decided to give. And that's the worst thing that the BJP is making a fun of the people of Karnataka by saying तुम्हारे पास guarantee के लिए पैसा है लेकिन drought के लिए पैसा नहीं है. That is where they are spinning it, and they want us to suffer. This sadistic approach of BJP is basically putting everybody's life into danger. 950 crores came in, not came in, 600 crores came in, not came in. But the narrative, the language that the Congress party is speaking is that, we want to help people. But the BJP's language is saying that, look, we don't want to help you because Karnataka government is giving you guarantees. My question to Mr. Bhaskar Rao is saying that when you don't have money, you are coming and begging to the center government. Mr. Bhaskar Rao, you should remember that we give about 4,20,000 crores to
Right. So
the
it's all,
national
yeah, it'll
exchequer,
all
and
go into
we
our
have
tax,
to.
our,
That is
yeah,
our
yeah,
money,
I
no?
know.
हमें
You were,
दे दो
you were
यार,
there
हमें दे
agitating
तो
in
हमारा
Jantar Mantar. Yes.
हमारे लोगों
Mr.
को
Rao,
बचा लेंगे
Mr.
हम,
Rao, Mr.
हमारे
Rao,
लोगों
I
के
want to
आंसू
ask
पोंछ
you,
लेंगे हम.
Mr. Rao.
This is not a fiscal argument. This is a emotional
It's your
argument.
intention,
They have
sir.
themselves
Please,
rallied
your
government at the
intention
So let's
is
center.
make it
important.
fiscal.
Do you want to
Sir,
wipe?
Mr. Rao,
Do you
I
want
can't
to
shout
wipe
so much.
the tears of the people? Are you willing to,
This
wipe
is
the
all
tears of the
emotional
people,
blackmail.
or do you want to,
Please talk economics
put
and
the dagger into the
administration.
chest?
Mr. Rao.
Please tell me.
Mr.
Where is the
Rao, let's bring it
humanity?
back to fiscal. Like Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said, that this is only the first installment. When it does not suffice, then you have to, as union government, pay the rest of it. Or even that is an erroneous argument, Mr. Rao. You know, the thing is about that there are situations, a drought, a famine, an emergency, a mishap. Now the thing is that why is it? I want to ask you that is Karnataka owed the rest of the amount, and will it come, let us say, after 4th June or no?
Madam, when the money in STRF, what happened to the money in STRF, which is supposed to be meant for dealing with the drought?
It's been spent apparently.
One minute, ma'am. The amount of money they spent on guarantees, diverting the funds from here, not only here, from various other schemes like SC/ST, welfare fund, etc., etc.
Old stories, Mr. Rao. I've done, as a South Indian, I've done all this. Where did the SC/ST money go? Let's focus on drought, Rao, Mr. Rao. I'm saying first installment.
Also over there.
Sorry?
But now blaming the center for the way they came inside over guarantees over. They're saying we wanted to give guarantees, so we did not. So they're busy as fulfilling their guarantees. They're not attending to drought.
Minute left, Nizam, provided you finish in 1 minute. Go on.
Sure, Sudha. Sudha, look at this. If there is a calamity at home, if there is a health issue at home, right? Everybody in the house would go out, and if you don't have enough cash, you would go pawn the gold. You would go and take the loan from your friends and family and so on and so forth, and put the resources together so that the person who is suffering is given cure. And that's the precise thing that the government of Karnataka and the government of India needs to do. But the intent of the government of India is that, you're busy giving the rice, you're busy giving the Anna Bhagya, you're busy giving, all this is jugglery. My very simple understanding is that you have to be humanitarian when it comes to drought. You need to be humanitarian when there is an earthquake. You need to be humanitarian when there is a flood situation. That's the time you need to keep your egos and politics aside
Mitigating
and come forward and say,
circumstances, and but
please
Mr.
take
Rao
it.
says,
Yes.
Mr. Rao says that it doesn't work. It's not an emotional issue. He says it's a fiscal issue. It involves processes and money. But as I see it, the Home Minister came and says you delayed it by 3 months. Then the Finance Minister said, look, there were delays, but then there is procedural delays. But the point is, Mr. Rao and Nizam, you both Kannadigas, right? Ultimately, those people sitting in Gadag or sitting in Kalaburgi, it is about their lives as well. We will all come here, say what we have to do, drink enough water and go home. But it's about them, and I hope it is quasi-physical and quasi-emotional. Thank you both so much. Nizam, Mr. Rao, such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much.